What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fish a Hex. This is Travis here. Today we're going to be talking about the move, pretty much how it all went, and I'll be showing you guys some pictures and close-up video of the tank. So let's go and get into it. Now, when it came to moving this tank, I really wanted to keep it in the crate that it was shipped in, mostly because there was less chance of causing any damage or scratching it on the way. And, you know, if you dropped the crate for whatever reason, if it was to come off the lift, there was less chances of something happening to the tank because it obviously was shipped in that crate and it went through being picked up from forklifts and moved in and out of trucks. So I knew overall it was safer to just keep it in there. So with that being said, I needed to find a way to move 900 pounds into the basement. Now, originally I was thinking about going down the hill to the left side of my house just because it was a shorter distance and we would, you know, could use gravity to help move the tank. But after closely looking at the hill and the whole way, it wasn't safe. There's too many chances of it maybe coming loose or one of the wheels breaking on the lift. It just wasn't a good idea. So we decided to go ahead and wheel it around the house the long way and then take it through the grass into the fish room. So a couple days prior to the move, I went to Harbor Freight and picked up 2 dollies rated for about 1,000 pounds a piece. And then I also picked up a dolly handle, which allowed me to steer one end of the tank. And it worked out really well when it came to moving it on the grass. And on top of that, I also picked up 4 straps to attach the tank to the dollies. So my overall plan was to go ahead and jack up the shipping crate, attach these dollies via the straps, and then we can just simply roll the tank all the way into the fish room. And because the door to the fish room is 34 inches wide and the shipping crate is only 31 inches, it worked out perfect. It actually slid right through. We did have to kind of move the straps a little bit because the buckles were in the way, but other than that, it slid directly into the fish room and in front of the stand. And that works out great because basically we only have to lift up the tank once via the suction cups, and it only had to move about 2.5 feet. So the chances of dropping the tank were almost non-existent, and it was literally pick up, put on the stand, and it was done. Now, before I continue on, I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody who showed up. I really do appreciate it. There were so many of you who reached out to me and said if I was only closer, I would come help out. And it actually worked out perfectly because I think we had about 8 people who showed up. And if we would have had one more, they probably would have just been in the way at that point. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to Billy's and Scott's reefing channels in the description below because they're the only ones I know that actually have YouTube channels. But other than that, I just want to say thank you to everybody who showed up, and it worked out perfectly. It was literally a well-oiled machine. We had people pushing, steering, holding up the tank when we were kind of at an angle there, as well as 2 people picking up and moving plywood to lay back down in front of the tank while we're on the grass. It was just perfect and flawless. It looked like we've been doing this for years. So it really didn't hit me until we actually put the tank up on the stand and I took a step back and just took it all in. This thing is massive. It is absolutely gorgeous. Attention to detail is amazing. And the glass, it was speechless because you can actually look through the side of it and see the frag tank, and your vision is actually better and clearer looking through this glass than it is just by itself. And I can't wait to actually get coral and get some light over this tank just to see what it looks like in that kind of perspective. But I'm gonna have to get a new camera or something to really bring out the beautiful color in this tank because the one I'm using now is just not gonna work. So you guys might be wondering, when am I going to fill this thing up and start putting coral in it? Well, we have a little while because we're still waiting on the sump, calcium reactor, and auto top-off container to get here from Geo. We're looking at about 3.5, 4 weeks till that actually arrives. So, of course, we can't do anything till we have the sump. Once the sump gets here, we're going to go ahead and do all the plumbing for the overflows, the returns, all that good stuff. Then we're going to be building the rock structure. Now, the rock is still curing. It's been in there for about 7 or 8 weeks so far. So we're going to do another month of curing that. And then we're going to be building the rock structure in front of the tank outside of it via acrylic rods. Super glue is eventually going to be used. But we're going to be pretty much doing a mock structure with the rock and then building it again inside the tank. I find this is going to be a safer way. Also, I can do all the drilling and everything beforehand for the acrylic rods. And then, of course, we'll super glue everything together. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and fill it up with RODI water and let it sit for a couple weeks before adding the fish from the quarantine system. So once the fish are added, I'm just going to let the tank run as normal without any light, at least until everything's done with the canopy and we got all that stuff taken care of. Now, when it comes to the light, I'm still raising the money to actually purchase everything that I need, and I'm not cutting corners on this. Basically, I was going to go ahead and use some lower-end LEDs that I use on all my other builds, even the ones that I have over my frag tank, but I decided I want to go a higher-end route for this build because everything else is high-end, so I can't go cheap on the lights. So that means that we're looking at 4 Ecotech Radion Pros, Gen 4 Pros at that, and we're going to do 4 T5 retrofit kits, so giving us the 8 T5 bulbs. So 4 Ecotechs with 2 bulbs on each side of those, giving us a ton of light for this tank. And I definitely see that being plenty of light. For whatever reason, they do recommend that I turn the Ecotechs the other way and put more on them. Like, basically this tank is rated for 8 radions, and I don't have $5 grand to be dropping on that many lights, so we're going to go ahead and use the T5s, because personally I like having the mix between T5s and LEDs, so I think we're going to be fine with the setup that I'm thinking about right now. So overall, I'm not really concerned about raising the money, because the website sales have definitely taken off since I've added all that new coral, did the complete layout on the website. I'm getting a good response, so I appreciate the support. There's some of you guys that I actually already done 5 or 6 orders with, and it just blows my mind that you guys are giving me that kind of support. So I really do appreciate it. Now, coral sales, as I mentioned before, are here and they're not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to get coral in as I sell colonies and sell frags and all that stuff. I'm still going to be bringing in new stuff, so the website's going to be updated, you know, mostly probably every month with new stuff. Now, we do have a frag swap coming up October 21st here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania at that fish place, and I do plan on bringing a ton of stuff, so if you guys want to come out and check that out, that'd be pretty cool. And I'll give you guys more details on that frag swap as we get closer to the date. But either way, guys, I've already set my mind on what I want for lighting. There's been people and companies that have been throwing out different suggestions. You know, basically I can go with a sponsorship and get free lighting right now, but it's not what I want. I've decided and set my mind on the Ecotechs and the specific T5 bulbs layout, and that's what I'm going to use. So if it takes 2 months to get the money, that's fine. If it takes 6 months or it takes a year for whatever reason, that's the layout I'm going to go with, and I'm not going to accept anything less than that. Either way, guys, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't have a lot of footage of the move just because you guys can imagine how in-depth and stressful that was. And a cameraman, I don't have a budget for that right now, but I'm guaranteed once that Reef tank for veterans takes off next year, I'm going to have to hire somebody to work the camera, because I can't multitask like that for whatever reason anymore. Either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.